Well, for more, let's cross live now to our Rome correspondent, Seema Gupta. Firstly, Seema, good to have you with us on the programme. How unusual a move is this for Pope Francis?
Well, it is a fairly rare move. I mean, for a bishop to be effectively fired in this way. I mean, normally, as you mentioned, perhaps there's some issues, an investigation is carried out, and the bishop usually is asked to resign for the good of the diocese and for the church at large. But Joseph Strickland, the 65-year-old bishop of Tyler in Texas in the United States, said he made it clear that he was not going to resign, that he had been given the mandate by the former Pope, Pope Benedict XVI, and his flock needed him. And so as a result, a one-line statement effectively came out of the Vatican saying that Francis had relieved him from his position. Now, he had been a leading voice, a traditionalist, a conservative, a vocal critic of Pope Francis. He had said that the Pope had, in the past, had undermined the Catholic faith and that he had threatened its basic truths. And in fact, he had criticized this recent month-long meeting that happened at the Vatican, the synod in which bishops from all around the world were gathered together, as well as some lay people, to discuss about some hot-button topics such as the role of women in the church, as well as the role of LGBTQ Catholics. And he had questioned this very meeting. So an investigation had been held earlier this year into his governance of his diocese. Lay people as well as priests had been interviewed, and so the recommendation had been made to Francis that he be removed. So clearly, right now, this fairly rare move has been taken, and he has been removed from his position.
Tell us more then about the consequences of this bishop's dismissal, Seema.
Well, it's interesting to note the 65-year-old bishop. Now, he has a weekly radio show. He has a very significant following on social media, a larger number than his very diocese. And he has been a leading critic of Pope Francis. And Pope Francis has not shied away in terms of his reaction to this loud, vocal, conservative movement in the United States. In August, in an interview, he called them backward, and he said that they replaced faith with ideology. But it's clear that the conservatives in the United States are very angry by this move. Some vocal critics of the Pope and supporters of Strickland have called this move an act of total war. But the supporters of Pope Francis perhaps have welcomed this movement to remove this bishop who has been very critical of the Pope.
Seema, thank you so much for that update. That is our Rome correspondent joining us live, Seema Gupta.